Hey guys, just wanted to send out a quick message to you guys tonight. And Jen and I are real excited, and I know it's way more comfortable if she shares and I get out of her way. So I'm going to let her start, and I'll come back and finish up. Love you guys. Here's Jen.
Hey team, just really great to see everybody. And I know it's been crazy times, as I've been saying, but I think we're all pursuing through. And I know I've wrote a few notes down, which just, bear with me. We're doing the best we can, video chat, video conferencing. But I think the biggest thing for me is, preparing your mindset. And I know we've heard this so many times in the last, couple of years about the mindset. And I just think that it's so important, now than ever, is just having the proper mindset. And I know for even us, the challenges that we're facing, some areas of our life are just taking off like firecrackers, and other areas are challenging. I guess just wanted to let everybody know, I know some of our challenges are, personal, but I know Jenna's in the hospital again, and she's got a long road to haul here to get better. And then also my mom's in a nursing home, and she's got a short road to haul. And, my heart goes out to each and every one of you that are going through similar challenges as us. But that's why I mean, mindset is so important, as, obviously, and I'm so thankful that we have the faith that we know that God's never going to give us anything that we can't handle. So mindset is so important in these times. So just bear with us and understand that having the right mindset is so important. And I think too, being entrepreneurs, we're all entrepreneurs on this team, and you got to start now. You got to start understanding that, every day you wake up, it's up to you to get your business going. It's up to you to do the things that's going to move your business forward. And I love this. I bought this recently, and I love it because a venture awaits. And we all have a venture that's waiting for us, but you're going to have to do some work. You're going to have to roll up your sleeves and do some work and get this business rocking and rolling. And you know me with stories. I love little stories because they definitely make an impact on me. So hopefully I can make an impact on maybe one or two people. Anyways, it's there was a businessman over 100 years ago, and basically he got a little bit too far in debt, and there was basically a loan shark that was coming after him saying, you need to pay off your debt, blah, blah, blah. And he came up with a plan. And this loan shark was a very unattractive older man and had a little bit of a, flair for this businessman's daughter. And so he said, basically that, if I will, let your debt go if you let me marry your daughter. And then the businessman said, no. And then so the loan shark said, well, listen, I'm a betting man. What I'll do is, here's the deal. Let's your daughter decide her future. And so he said, what we're going to do is I'm going to have a white stone and a black stone, or a white pebble and a black pebble. And basically I'll put it in a bag. And if your daughter draws the black pebble, then your debt is going to be free and clear, but I get to marry your daughter. If she picks the white pebble, your debt is going to be also free and clear, and she is free to marry whoever she wants. And so the businessman thinking, okay, I don't know. And then the daughter said, okay, let's do it. And then in her mind, she's thinking, okay, I only have three options, right? I have three options. She says, either I can say, I'm not going to do this. Or number two, back up a bit. So anyways, the loan shark, so he bent over, and the daughter saw that he picked up two black stones and put them in the bag. And so she knew she did not have a chance. Does anybody in life think they don't have a chance? Anyway, she thought, I only have three options. I can say to him, listen, I'm not doing it. I seen you cheat. I'm not doing it. The other two options she could see is she could put her hand in the bag, pull out both of the black stones and say, here, look, he cheated. Or the third option was to just, do what they said, pull the black pebble out, because she knew obviously it was going to be a black pebble, and basically marry this guy. But then my dad's debt is done free and clear. So anyways, the loan shark brought her the bag, and she put her hand in to grab a pebble. And as she's bringing it out, before she even looked at it, she dropped it. And she said, "Oh, clumsy me. I just dropped this pebble." And she says, "Oh, but wait, we can easily know which one I grabbed if we go back into the bag and pull the one that's left." And guess what? The one was left. We all know it was a black one also. And so the moral of the story, and I'm going to read this because I wrote it down. I just love it. The moral of the story is, just a minute here. It's always possible to overcome a tough situation through out-of-box thinking. So out-of-box thinking, and not give in to the only options you think you have to pick from. So in this business, there's so many options. You got to think outside the box. What are you going to do to get your business rocking and rolling? What are you going to do to create that passive income that we all hope and pray for? So anyways, get excited about that. The second thing is manage your time. You know, you have to learn to manage your time because you can, this way, you can waste your money and all you have left is less money. But if you waste your time, all you have wasted your life. And so I just, just encourage everybody, don't waste your time doing things that don't benefit your business. Get some core run principles going. Start now. I love the saying, yesterday you said you'd do it tomorrow. Well, today is tomorrow. So yesterday you said you're going to do it tomorrow. So make sure you're doing that. And, and I'm talking to myself here, guys. I'm talking to myself. So, what's your business need? Create daily habits, the core run, start a 30-day core run now. The beautiful spring is here. Spring is sprung. And I think everybody's just ready to rock and roll and, start your 30-day run because that is going to, create the momentum your business needs. And, work your butt off. I just listened to an audio and I forget which speaker it was, but they said, earn your pillow. How many people are earning their pillow? You got to earn your pillow nowadays to get benefits from all the business entrepreneur skills that you're going to learn and you're going to develop and you're going to do. So earn your pillow, be tired, stay up late so that you can, put the stuff in your mind that you need to put in and go out and earn your pillow. Failure is temporary. Understand that we're going to fail all the time in this business. And, all of us are learning in this pandemic. All of us are learning what to say and what not to say and connecting with people and dropping the message, but just learn your way, fail your way to success. Jeff Bezos said, I knew if I failed, I would not regret that. But I knew one thing I might regret is not trying. You all have to try. You will regret it. This business is so awesome. We create passive income. Bill and I have passive income for over 30 years of building this business. So get creative, don't regret things down the road that I wish I could have, would have. And then learn along the way, find your strengths. A razor is sharp, but can't cut a tree down. An axe is strong, but it can't cut hair. So make sure that you find your strength. What's your strength for this team? We have so many great leaders on the team, and each and every one of you have strengths that we all need. We all need to utilize each other's strength, and so that we can make this team strong and strong and strong. Because really, Bill and I are not your leaders. All of us are leaders within the team. And so just encourage you just to, find your strength and do what you need to do. And the last thing, me, I always got to make sure I get these quotes right or Bill just corrects me. But the last thing, people capable of making enough money to never work again are the same people who will never stop working. And I love that because it's so true. Because it's Bill and I, we've never made any more. We've made so much money in the last, 10 years in our life that, we're just so excited about keeping working. And it's not about making the money. It's just that we enjoy what we do. We're passionate about making a difference and being significant and making, a difference in people's lives. So get excited. I know Bill's got some great stuff here and he's going to share. But again, I just want to remind you, adventure awaits. So let's get out there, build a business, and have our adventure await us.
Awesome. Great job, Jan. And I know that it's funny because you worked on those notes today and some of the same thought process I was going to share. So that is amazing that we're on the same line of thinking. And like herself, I created some notes and kind of two phases of what I wanted to share tonight. One was the first phase, kind of a macro 8 tips of maybe how to move ourselves out of this pandemic and get some traction in our lives, get some traction moving forward. And so then the micro is more just some marching orders of maybe what we need to do, maybe it's more simplistic. So these eight points, maybe take them for what they are, but I'm excited. I shared them with Jan and I think they're great. So anyway, figure out a vision. I think really what has to happen is like any professional sports team, they started a training camp. Right now, it's kind of like the reset button where we have to create a new vision because things have changed. We're in a different world. And so create the life you want and map it out. Don't leave it to chance and start really believing that if you map out what you truly want to have and how you want to live, that you can have it. And really some pandemic truths are number one, it's the time of staycations. Janice and I really haven't been on a plane in over a year, which is very unusual. Typically we've flown 15 or 20 times in the last year, and that's not the case. And so, we have stayed at home, and proof of that, try to book a cottage or a house to rent in the Muskoka area, just north of us here. I know Morgan went to look at one. They want over $30,000 a month just for really a wore out cottage and try to find a campsite that's not booked this summer. And so it's proof people want outdoor living, quality of life. They want time and space. The real estate market outside of the core GTA, outside of the 4 million core of Toronto is on fire because people just want to get away from having to live in a condo or an apartment. They want their own space. They want things to happen. And so commit to that. Commit to taking action on creating that. Just don't leave it to chance. Put it to paper and create something you're excited about. Spend some time this weekend, as a couple or whatever, just saying, okay, this is a time that we really need to remap out, because you maybe have a whole different train of thought, a whole different mindset, as we say, of what it is that you want to accomplish. Tip number 2, turn adversity into your advantage. We can choose to play victim. We can have that mindset, or we can choose to be the victor. And let's use our challenges, in our circumstances to be a reason. I think about, actually, I was reading Andrews Voxer this morning, and he was out and about in the marketplace and had some great conversations and really spoke to the power of the spoken word, which I'm going to talk about here in a few minutes. Earl Nightingale, when I shared, the truths about his recording of The Strangest Secret and how in the opening of that, he talked about some of the greatest things that are going to happen economically and in business in the next 2 years. And I believe that to be the same. I was talking to Doug the other day and saying, the next 3 years, there's going to be huge growth in the real estate world. And, are you positioned to take advantage of that? Or, are you just going to, again, watch another boom go by? And obviously with that, it's going to place a burden on people trying to get into the market. And so they're going to need multiple assets. They're going to need multiple streams of income. And so really, we've always talked about how do we help the next generation get into the housing market. And now we can really deepen those conversations and have real, honest crack in the pot conversations of, do they have a plan in the next 2 to 5 years to actually have enough saved and be in a position to pass the stress test. Tip number 3 is cultivate a champion mindset. get an unstoppable, unshakable resolve. I think too many people have been rattled, and that's maybe a consequence of maybe too much news, listening to the wrong people. You need to have your own trains of thought of what actually is happening, and how things are working for you. And really, it's a time to have personal conviction of what you do and what you believe, and reconnect to your strengths. So many times we've let things pass. Reconnect to your strengths, reconnect to your passions, reconnect to your ambitions. So funny, I turned my phone off, and notifications still come in on my phone. I know there's probably ways to do to stop that, but anyway, nothing is ever perfect in the world of technology. And I guess really just cement your mindset and have that resolve moving forward that, okay, this is a time, as Jan mentioned, we're probably going to come out of this pandemic in the next few months as people get vaccinated. That's a truth. It's going to happen. And so things are going to begin to open up, and they're not going to be able to be taken advantage of by people unless they're already in motion. It's very difficult to get in motion all of a sudden immediately. And so that's where she mentioned about those core runs. Develop hustle. The work in this business is the seed planting, is going out and planting seeds. And then really your words are the nourishment to those seeds. It's the fertilizer. It's what keeps those seeds growing. And then really it's your expectation is the harvest. What are you expecting? You can sow the seeds, but are you nourishing the seeds with positive affirmations, with positive thoughts? And do you have expectation to receive the harvest? One of the things that you have to understand is you can't tie your expectations to your past experiences. You can't look forward and look behind at the same time. I'm going to talk about at the end of the talk what you need to do from your experiences, but right now you need to look forward and have expectation. When I got started in this incredible asset 30 years ago, we had very little growth happening in Canada, very little growth happening in this asset locally, but we had a mindset, we had a resolve. This is a great business plan. As Janice and I were coached through our mentorship, things were beginning to happen for them, and we believed that things could happen for us. And so have that same hustle. Don't do, if you do what average does, you'll get what average has. And so we don't want to be average. We don't want to be that 1%er. That's why we read books like Atomic Habits and The Compound Effect. We really, truly want to be, that person that stands out. Hustle means sacrifice. Sacrifice some of the things. Sometimes it's some sleep. Sometimes it's a bit of family time. Sometimes it's sports or an activity or things that you like to do. Sacrifice that short term so you can do it long term. It's sweat. Hustle means sweat. You're going to have to work. Hustle means hard work, longer days, crazy determination, but it's worth it. Be the outlier, as we talk about. Be the hardest worker on this team. Set yourself apart. Janice and I, need people to rise up. People to rise up and want to go, get their freedom, get a six-figure income, develop a cash flow millionaire asset. And we don't need it to do for us, but we need it to elevate the team. For Jan and I to do it, we've done that. We need people to step up and do that. Tip 5, and not just a personal thing of mine, is master your body, right? Master your body. And I've been guilty on both sides of the fence here where I've not taken care of myself. But, in this pandemic, really a year before, I really started to do that. I didn't find rules. I didn't look for a diet that had limitations or you can't eat this, you can't eat that. I found what worked. Really there's 3 types of body types, really 3 types. They have fancy names for them: endomorph and ectomorph and mesomorph, but really, Jan's what we call a carb reducer. She knows in her life when she eats the white carbs, the starchy carbs, she feels terrible. She doesn't, her weight gains. I mean, it's true. But if she stays to, lean proteins and fruits and vegetables, she's good to go. And then there's people that, those are the maddening people. They can eat whatever they want, high carbs, high protein, and whatever. And then there's people that need complex carbs. Less proteins, not as much, but they're fueled by carbs. And so find out what works, and don't gravitate to rules, gravitate to what works, and then follow the habits. Food is fuel. Some people, just put diesel in a gas engine. That's all. When Jan eats, starchy carbs, she's putting diesel in a gas engine. She feels terrible and whatever. And so, the last thing is exercise. And, it's obviously something that's become very passionate to me. I feel better when I do it. And obviously, I hope it lengthens my life. I combine that with great vitamins. We have the best vitamins in the world. And so just master your body. Tip 6 is practice positive habits. We have 9 core habits that we do in this business. Obviously, the communication and mentorship is really the framework of those 9 core habits. And then it's having a day 1 ditto. It's having customer volume. I'm going to talk about in a minute. It's daily listening. It's reading. It's attending everything on Zoom that you can. Sometimes, you see the numbers on the Tuesday class, and I know it's still the same slide deck and whatever that you see, but that just being part of that every Tuesday night and being part of the culture and part of the team is very important. And I know everybody's got busy lives, but I just challenge you. We should have hundreds of people on that, every Tuesday, not the numbers that we have. And I just challenge you to, attend that. Don't sneak away and hide in the bushes and ride off into the sunset. There is nothing else better out there than this opportunity. And so, understand that, then as Jan mentioned about, do a 30-day core run, which is not necessarily worrying about the network component, the asset building component of the business. It's actually just focusing on those 9 core habits, things that you can do. And then from there, maybe you need to do that for the next 30 days and do it again, maybe it again. And then, by the time we lift ourselves out of this pandemic, we can go to a 90-day core run where we can add the actual component of meeting people, having people into the hopper and doing, dropping the message, doing the steps of the process, and then getting people to a launch position. And that's really what tip 7 is, building a winning team. And really, one of the things I want to talk to you about is the first team that you need to build that's winning is a team at home, right? You got to build that team where you're working together. You're not, beating up each other. You're actually working in harmony. You're working together. And because when you're united and you're not, why don't you do this? And why aren't you doing that? When you're united and you're doing whatever possible and you're giving grace to the other, to the other partner, and you're doing what you can. Listen, if you step up your game, they're going to step up their game. Okay, it always happens. Always happened for Janice and I. And the other thing we did, we just didn't get down together. Everybody's got down days. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. But Jan and I made a pact that we'd never get down together. And tip number 8 is really live a life of service. So let's start understanding that we serve people. I was reading in my devotionals this morning about, Jesus and how, when he went to the upper room and, he washed all the disciples' feet to show them what it meant to serve. He was the greatest of all time, yet he got down on his hands and knees and he washed the feet of the other disciples. And that's the example. I remember, all the time I've had with Dexter, even around Jeff and the boys, they always are serving. They're serving their leaders. They're getting stuff for people. They're always putting themselves second and others first. And that's really what we want to do. And so that's the macro component of what I wanted to share. The micro component is maybe just some more simple marching orders. And so 3 things, okay, 3 things. And these are the simple things are taught by all the leaders. But number 1 is volume. We need to have 100% personal use. We know that. We've always done that. Jan and I, from day 1, even though we didn't have the money, we sourced ways to find ways in which we could use our product in any situation. And we didn't have the vast of product line that we had today, but we figured out, even in nutrition, or even in our food budget, I've eaten a shake every morning. I've had a shake, at least 1 shake a day for the last 2 years. Okay, every day. I've not missed a day that I have not had a shake. Right? So that is a part of so I'm not sure the PV volume of 30 days of the 2 or 3 scoops of protein, the 2 scoops of meal replacement, the muscle multiplier, the InstaFiber, the probiotic every day. So add up that PV, then a double X and whatever. So those are things that are very important and they're my business. I'm going to do that every day. And so then, one of the things that we've heard about from the corporation is, and I'm glad the corporation isn't sending an email every day telling us how to do the process, right? Why? Because they wouldn't have a clue. But what they are sending us an email every day about is having customers, getting customers, having more customers, registering customers. And so that I can deal with, because obviously they're trying to, create volume. They're also trying to create protection for us as business owners, that we can't have somebody from, the government come in and say, you're just a wholesale buying club. We have a business, we have personal use and customers. And in actual fact, the organizations, the diamonds that we just saw break here, the Kopecki's, all the great, the Newells and qualification, all these people that we've had in business, Mark and Meredith Nathan, all the diamonds, the couple in Edmonton, obviously, they all follow a certain criteria. And here's the criteria that those businesses have. They ramp their business owners up to 300 PV. Now, we're not doing that with personal volume, because if we did, we'd rack up our credit cards and we'd all go broke, okay? How they're getting to 300 PV is they have customer volume. How do you get customer volume? You get it by doing 100% personal use, identifying the products that work for you, that are performing, incredibly well. For me, it's products like Double X. It's all the products that I use in my shake. It's my, energy products, some skincare. Those are products that have performed for me. And so it's easy for me to talk to other people, create a list of people that you think would benefit from those same products. And so ramping up. So 100 PV of personal volume in the first of the month, then having another 200 PV of customer volume that's going to be built over time. And that creates a 300 PV circle. What that does is allows you to duplicate that 24 times, and you have a business doing 7,500. You're at the top of the chart. Teach 6 other people to do that, and you're living a life of freedom. You're a qualified diamond that goes diamond the first day of every month. Imagine that. And so, yeah, the corporation sending us email, whatever. And yeah, let's do that. Let's follow that. Let's understand customer volume is important. It helps us create profit. Profit's not a bad thing. And we have great products, and they're working at getting some of the newer ones launched up here in Canada, and that will help. And so that's number one. Number two is you all need to learn how to do your own meetings. We were built in an environment and in a culture where, you could bring your potential candidates to other people's meetings. That's how the business was built. There's a meeting on Thursday night. There was a meeting on Tuesday. Whatever night there was, you were able to bring, there was a house meeting here, there was a house meeting there, or your upline would come do a one-on-one here, a one-on-one there. If you're going to grow this business, and that's where I figured out month one in this launch 30 years ago, I had to do my own plans. I couldn't rely on somebody else to do my meetings. So I did it kicking and screaming. I learned to do my own meetings. Same thing right now. You need to learn to do your own meetings, your own MG1s online, or your Zooms, your plans. You can't rely on a Tuesday night plan. That might not work for them. Oh, we'll do it next. That's inadequate. That's not a leader. That's not someone who tried to grow their business. You got to figure out how to do your own meetings. And, even I was thinking when I was writing these notes, I had time with Dexter and there was a bunch of diamonds in a room, and Dexter was asked a question by one of these, how these people fill all these coliseums. How does, Scott and MJ fill coliseums? And Dexter said, simple. When I counsel these people, I teach them the 4 things that I did to fill my first coliseum. They were simple things. He said, number 1, every person needs to book a meeting from a meeting. So when you drop your message, when you drop, and you get interest, and you're in a position where somebody wants to move to a MG1, you book a meeting. Book a meeting from a meeting, MG1 to an MG2, MG2 to a board plan, meeting from a meeting. Meeting from a meeting. You don't leave without another time to get back together. Second thing in Dexter 4 to fill a coliseum is excited for excited. We all know the greatest time we feel is when we register somebody new. So when you put on a new partner, how many know it's your utmost objective to help them get a new partner? Now, you're going to have them launch properly. You're going to have them do that. But as quick as you can, in the first 30, 60 days, you want to get into their list so you can help them get a new partner. He also said, do your own meetings. He said that 30 years ago. Do your own meetings. And number 4, get your best to your best, right? As you bring people onto your team, don't think that, you know, if they're rock stars, let them get upline a bit to some of the other advanced mentorship so they can, you know, it's a learning curve. And the only way to get better is you got to study your craft. And then number 3, which I think is the biggest marching order that all of us need, is we need to start meeting new people. We need to put an emphasis on saying hi to people, whether it's with a mask on or with a mask off, it doesn't matter. We need to say hi to new people, you know, and doing that, you know, whether it's one a week to start, whether it's one a day, I don't know, maybe it's going to be one an hour for some of you rock stars, but you need to start putting an emphasis and start putting, you know, a check mark. Okay, I did it today. I did it today, because that's the only way your business is going to grow, is when you have a pipeline of people. And so in doing that, you're going to fail forward. A couple other things I just jotted down. Remember who has your ear, right? Learn how to handle rejection, right? Think for yourself. You know, always remember, people can handle way less negative than they think they can. That's why people have responded poorly to all the news and all the things that have been happening, because people just can't handle it. I don't like watching the news. It's negative. And, you know, I just say, let's get rolling. 3 things I talked about. Don't let your experiences be tied to your expectation, because if you say, well, I've had nothing happen in my asset, how can I expect a great thing to happen? Well, that's because you're tying your past experiences to future expectation. But what your experiences should teach you is, number 1, you should learn from them, right? You should learn and have, you know, an understanding of what you're doing, so that you don't make the same mistake again. And that's prevalent, especially going out and starting meeting people. You're gonna have to learn that skill. If you haven't done it for 12 months, that's a skill set that don't expect that to happen right away. And then second thing that happens from your experience is you're able to get coaching. You know, you're able to get mentors to speak into your life and to give you that's why we talk about 2x2s. That's what we call about play, huddle, play. And the third thing that your experiences allow you to do is to adjust. Once you've learned, you don't have to keep making the same mistake over and over. You get to adjust. So I hope this finds you well. You know, Jan and I just felt really, you know, in our heart that we wanted to share with you guys. I know so many times time goes on. I know we did do a video for Go Diamond Weekend this upcoming weekend. We are tying into the spring conference that the Jaegers are doing. So we'll see you all there. And again, let's just start the ball rolling. Let's start it. Some of you are already in motion. God bless. I'm so proud of you. But I know for many of you watching this, that isn't the case. You haven't truly ramped up to your capability. And so let's get there. Let's start putting the wheels in motion and start making some things happen. So we love you guys. We appreciate you. From Jan and I, hope this finds you well. And we love each and every one of you. Proud to be on your, have you part of this team. And we can't say enough about you. So God bless.